Well, hey, good morning. Had a few folks wonder about pulling the airbag module out of a BMW Z3M. And I'd taken a video once before, but it wasn't very informative. So I thought maybe I would show a second take here. This is how I've done it, but it is probably not the preferred way, but I will show you what I've done. Here is the module itself. I had it out of the car once before, and when I reinstalled it, I only put these two bolts in, or the nuts on these two. This one was hard to reach, and I just didn't do it. And on this end is the wire connection. So this is passenger side. This is the driver's side. This is mounted under the center console. So let me show you where that is. So when I did this the first time, I took out the glove box, all of this stuff here, a whole lot of stuff to get to it. And although that worked, you know, it was difficult to put it back, to be honest. I'm not so sure I got it all put back correctly. I got a sag in my glove box that I still have to kind of figure out here. Something's not quite right in all this. So I've got to work on that. But anyway, so what I did this time, I took out a couple of screws in this piece of the panel here. And that allows me actually to get my hand up inside here. And with this little cover off the OBD2 port, you can actually see inside fairly well. For example, hopefully you can see that one, maybe you can't see it. There's a nut or a little bolt sticking up in there with a red top on it. That's one of the two bolts that hold down the module, and there's the other one in there. Hopefully you can see that. So, you know, with this cover off so I can see in there, and getting my hand up in here, I was able to take those two nuts off fairly easily. I had to put a wrench on it, but I was able to get a small wrench in there. So that, since I had already taken the thing off, that loosened that up quite a bit. I did take the panel under the steering wheel off, so I had some access on that side, but it's a lot tighter for some reason. I could not pull this panel out as far. I got my hand up in there, but there's some stuff in the way, and what I found was that I could actually lift the module up off those studs, slide it over towards me a little bit, and if you can see that orange or yellow thing in there, that's actually the connector. And there is a tab on there that you have to, like a lever that you have to move. In this case, it goes back towards the rear of the car. You can maybe see it. I don't know if you can actually see anything. It's hard to see that, but it's up on the top of the, that yellow part of that module. Kind of a brown lever. I think you can see it there. You kind of pivot that backwards, and then you can slide the cable connector off of the module, and that's it. Now on a car that's never had it out before, there is a third post in there. It's hard to see it, and it's a bear to get to. I think what I did was I took the radio out the first time. I seem to recall doing something on the driver's side footwell as well, but doing it the second time, and without that third stud on there made it a whole heck of a lot easier. So then the only question will be is once I get it reprogrammed, can I get it back together? I think I can. But anyway, so that's the airbag module removal process that I went through. Again, if you don't have to take the glove box and everything else out, I think you're better off. Mine's never been quite the same since, and I'm still working on that. Well, I'm not working on it, but I did take the big heavy plate out of there at some point. And anyway, that's what things look like on my Z3M. It's winter time here in Chicago, and I am doing some work on her. Battery's pretty flat. I got a big nail in a tire that I picked up sometime. I noticed it visually. There, you can see that. It held air pretty well, so I did drive it for a while, but I didn't want to go too far on it. And knowing that winter was coming, she'd be up on blocks for the winter. I finally have her up on stands now. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. And more later.